Okay, everybody, we're going to get this party started. So, with that, I want to let you guys all know that this meeting is being live streamed and that speak directly into the mic and clearly into the microphone. Also, this is the expectation for public conduct at our board meetings. Comments by the members of the public shall be made only during the public comment section of the meeting and shall be limited to 3 minutes per individual and 5 minutes per group spokesperson unless additional opportunity is given at the board's discretion. Each member of the public wishing to speak will need to have signed in and mark the box indicating that they wish to address the board. So with that, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Nicole, could you please do roll call?
Present.
Here.
Mrs. Gutierrez?
Here.
Mr. Hald? Present. Mrs. Morales?
Here.
I would like to invite you all to join me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any additional items that we would like to address?
No, ma'am.
With that, now we move to the public comment section of our board meeting. And I don't see that anyone checked the box that they want to.
Margaret, I'm sorry, there's
Discuss?
3 pages. Keep going.
Oh, there's
Check the other pages.
This is the most attendance we've had at the board meeting, so I'm not used to flipping the page. Okay. I would like to invite up to the podium Miss Cindy George.
Okay, thank you all for the opportunity to come and speak. I'm Cindy George. I'm the president of the Women's 9-Hole League. I'm here to speak on behalf of our membership, many of them that are here, which consists of over 100 ladies. I've been a league member and board member for the last 7 years. Our membership is quite upset about the last-minute cancellation of the Black Friday pass sale. In fact, the cancellation of any pass sales altogether. We were advised at the end of the year banquet that passes would be available. Members showed up and called, expecting to buy passes. The pro shop had to field all those angry people. Ladies who have passes are distraught they will lose them. I heard differently now, so that part is taken care of. Our membership consists of some ladies who are on budgets. Getting that pass with that extra round is extremely important to them. Many of the ladies do not live in the rec districts who do not receive the rec district discount. I am one of them because I live in Thornton. I am upset at the board for discriminating against the non-residents. As I've been an officer for the board for the past 7 years, I advocate for the board. I do everything for the board. So even though I'm not a resident, that would be an issue for me. We are not disputing, we are not disputing the desire or need of the district to raise prices for 2026, but to abruptly cancel Black Friday passes in late 2025 without notice is not what we expect in a partner. Our league has gone out of its way to be a partner. All of our approximately $2,000 in prize money is spent in the pro shop. We support Cottonwood with many luncheons during the season. We all go on non-golf days to spend money. We love dealing with Dominic. Gerard is a great chef. We like to support the other rec district restaurant vendors who does a great end-of-year banquet for us. If this is about raising revenue, my suggestion is to start doing what the other courses are doing, require credit cards to book and have a 24-hour cancellation. It's known that right now you can no-show a tea time. There is no consequence. More lost revenue. Past purchases now will bring in revenue for the courses that are not busy at the end of the year. Our ask is to honor the Black Friday special during December, then raise the prices for January 1st. And the other ask would be, we have a lot of ladies who are non-residents, but are dedicated to the brand of Highland Hills. And we would not like to be discriminated against in terms of not having passes for us. Thank you.
There was a last-minute addition, and I would like to invite Leo Pike. Did I get that right? It's good enough. Are you sure? I know you're not. He's before you, Lori. So, welcome to the podium, Leo.
Thank you. So, I would echo a lot of what Cindy said, and Linda, my wife, and I are park district users. We play golf. We actually do disc golf as well. We spend more than $2,000, I think, a year at the course just with our family, and not having the passes and the benefit of the Black Friday specials will honestly push us and the people that we golf and invite to golf with us to seek other places to play. Maybe not all the time, but definitely it will give us encouragement to go elsewhere. And we play 60 to 90 rounds per person. And a good chunk of those are at Hyland Hills. It's a great course, lots of options, and it's a great encouragement for us to play there. So I echo what Cindy said. On the second point, which is a different sport, disc golf, Upper Badlands and Lower Badlands are great courses. In fact, right now I think Lower Badlands for higher level disc golfers is considered probably the best course in the Denver metro area, and people seek it out to play there. And Upper Badlands, which is off of 90th and Kamenish, that course has had some changes as a result of the apartments up high going in and that access road, I guess. And so 2 of the baskets out of the 18 have been out for a number of months. And I've heard through the grapevine that there's some consideration of reducing the number of baskets. And I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and keep all 18 baskets in at the upper course. It's a great course. It spreads out the people. And the Lower Badlands course is great for higher level disc golfers. But for those that are call it lower intermediate to intermediate, Upper Badlands provides a great place to go and gives you great exercise too. So I would encourage you to keep all 18 baskets for the Upper Badlands course, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leo, for your comments. I would like to invite Miss Lori Goldstein up to the podium, please.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for letting us speak tonight. I'm Lori Goldstein. I'm a past president of the Highland Hills Ladies 9-Hole League. I'm a resident of Westminster and the Highland Hills Park District, and I'm going to throw out there that I'm also a senior. And I enjoyed listening to your work session tonight. I felt like it was a very productive session, and I hope that a lot of our concerns are alleviated after the discussion I heard tonight. But, I sit on a board too, as you all know, and changing the rules in midstream, can you imagine in a school district of 35,000 students, what would happen if we did that? We'd have a lot more people sitting in the audience. But anyway, I also want to just reemphasize some of the advantages of having the amenities available to us as a league and what the league does for Highland Hills. We have been a league there, I think probably 50 years at least, and we're a pretty tight league, and we work really well with the administration. When there's issues, we work through them, we solve them. We generate revenue for the district because our winnings go back to your pro shop. We also patronize the Cottonwood Lodge, which we all love. The changes that have happened in that restaurant are phenomenal, and I go there during the week all the time and on weekends. So anyway, I was very disappointed to show up on Black Friday and not be able to get passes. We understand that rates need to go up. And I think that I hope that you end up raising the rates the way you need to, but have those structures in place that award people who are in leagues, even if they're non-residents, people who are seniors, because for us that are seniors, this is what keeps some of us alive and keeps us young. And it's a great, they say golf is a lifetime sport, and it definitely, my dad golfed until he was 88 years old. We had somebody in our league who golfed well into her 90s. So thank you for your time, and I hope that you come to a decision that is fair and equitable to everybody.
Thank you. There's a lot of other faces. Any other public comment? I'd like to invite Pam Moores. I just checked the box for you.
Thank you for giving me the time to speak. I think I'm the only member of the Women's 18-hole league here. We're a much smaller league than the 9-hole, but we certainly have fun on the course. I am the new president for the Women's League. Some of my other folks weren't able to come. And you've already heard about how everybody was upset about the Black Friday. Showing up to buy the passes and then not having them there for people that we draw golfers from other golf courses because they like to play 4 or 5 times a week. And they come to the Highland Hills because it is such a competitive course. And they drove a ways to come and get the passes, and that was upsetting. So that went through us like fire, through the emails going out to everybody. And when we contacted the course, they didn't know what was going on. So it even created more concern. And I am concerned, just on a couple of the communications I saw, that there could be less incentive to keep the leagues happy. Few pieces of information that I saw. I'm concerned about if we're going to continue having the leagues have the priorities that we've enjoyed with Highland Hills for a while. The other thing, I was at the study session, and the other thing that I wasn't quite understanding is the concern about the rates. I know everything is costing us more, and I heard the part where the rates went up a few years ago because there wasn't the interest in golf. Now the golf course is full, so we're still going to raise our rates. Is it a supply and demand issue? Are you wanting to limit the number of people that are looking at coming to the course? I just didn't understand that piece of it, because you did get that bond passed last year where you could increase your debt, and it seems like there's plenty of money to do the changes on the blue course that will make that a lot more playable. The other thing is there was discussion about residents getting a discount and taxpayers not wanting to fund non-residents playing at Highland Hills. And we actually put together a spreadsheet of what the fees were last year, And the difference, if you bought the 24 Platinum Plus pass between a resident and a non-resident, was $2 a round. I don't see the big concern for that. I appreciate and support what my fellow female golfers had said, that a lot of what we do on this course is with the non-residents. Just because they live 2 miles outside of the district, they are spending money at the golf course. We used to have our lunches for our league not at the restaurant until it changed to the Cottonwood Lodge. Now we have many of our lunches there. They treat us well, the food's great, but we spend a lot of money at the course, resident and non-resident, and I would like you to consider that factor as you're worried about residents getting a discount and non-residents being supported by our tax dollars. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moores. Dan, you have your hand up. Would you like?
I would, if you could put a check by mine.
You bet you. I would like to invite Mr. Dan Wolf up to the podium.
Thank you. I think that the men's side needed, Greg and I are here. We're with the Men's Senior League. Warren is on the board. I guess probably my biggest comment is I hope the board listens to Warren, because I know he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the league and in terms of the golf course. If you do raise the rates, which I can see is probably necessary in this economy, it would behoove the board and the golf course to let us know where those fees are going to. I mean, we see things on the course that we feel need to be addressed in terms of maybe that helps pace of play, which is a big issue, and could speed it up in terms of where to cut the rough, where to do things like this. The course has been in fantastic shape. I would say that part of that has to do with the weather and the climate that we had this year, but it also has to do with the maintenance crew too, which we have a good rapport with when we go out on the course. So again, I encourage you to listen to Mr. Blair in terms of how he feels that his experience over the years and running the foundation golf tournament and the whole thing, and how this all goes. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Margaret, I didn't get my name on there. I'm the second person on the list, Greg Graves.
I just checked your name. I'd like to invite Mr. Greg Graves up to the podium.
Thank you. As Dan mentioned, he's the president of the Senior Golf League. I'm the vice president of the league. Last year, we had 114 members in the league. We contributed over $88,000 in green fees, including some cart fees, along with our 3 banquets at the restaurant with Dominic, who's phenomenal. We were able to contribute all the way up to $100,000, and then in our prize money and how we disperse the prize money and spend it within the pro shop, that bumped us all the way up to almost $106,000 this year. So just wanted to say that those passes mean a lot, especially to us seniors, and a lot of us on limited income. Many of us live in Legacy Ridge. We're glad to drive that extra distance to get over to Hyland Hills and play the phenomenal courses there that Alan, Val, and Mike Fletcher do a phenomenal job on. So that's all the comment I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? And
I'm not Jen.
your name is?
Carol Epstein.
Carol Efty.
E-F-T-I-N-G.
Welcome to the podium.
Thank you. I'll be quick, I promise. And I'm just going to speak more on what Greg had to say. I'm actually vice president of the Women's 9-Hole League. My husband, Bill Epstein, is a member of the Senior League. And we go every year to buy passes for Christmas for each other and other people in our family. And it's nice to be able to budget for that. Black Friday or not, and this is a silly story, but I drove up to buy a Black Friday Heights for my husband, and his car was already there buying one for me. So then we both found out we couldn't buy one. I think the passes are great, again, for budgeting, whether or not you have a discount or not. I am a member, obviously, of the Highland Hills Rec District. A lot of people aren't, but it's nice, and I think it helps pace of checking in for your league. If you have that pass and just say, I'm a silver, they find you, go. I think it's very beneficial, and I think it's important. And other golf courses that we've been members of, other places, have always have some kind of pass. So I think it's important to keep it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Looking out into the audience, anybody else? Well, I want to take the opportunity to thank you all for your comments. We appreciate them all. I know I speak on everyone on the board that we'll take everything that all the comments that you've provided to us into consideration. It's good to hear from you and hear a different or other perspective. So thank you all very much. I will also invite you guys to stay for the rest of the meeting because it's a lot of fun and you can see how the sausage is made. So don't be leaving just because you're done with this. So,
Margaret.
Hold on. So with that, any other board members or anybody else have any other comments?
I do, Margaret. I'd like to thank everybody for coming as well, for your dedication to Highland Hills Park and Rec. I personally, on my own behalf, I can't speak for the board. I apologize for how that rolled out. Yeah, I don't think it was our finest moment. I think we can do better. And in talking with Yvonne, she has talked with me and saying, what can we do better? And I think we're committed to do that. I think we're committed to do better. And on behalf of the regular men's club, aside from greens fees, we spent $27,000 in pro shop credit and $23,000 in the restaurant. And that's the type of goodwill that the leagues provide, all of the leagues provide. And so I want to thank you for coming in, and I thank you for your comments, and the board will then take those and work forward as we move to do a little better job. Thank you.
Any other comments or from the remaining board members? Great. With that, we're moving to the next item on our agenda, and that is introductions and presentations. Yvonne, do we have any introductions or presentations for the board?
We do not this evening.
The next order of business is the approval of the treasurer's report. I'm looking for a motion.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the October 2025 Treasurer's Report as presented.
I second.
What comments or questions does the board have?
Yvonne and Jill, just on the line item under governmental fund expenditures, interest and other expenses, there's unfavorability compared to budget, and again, sometimes it could be timing, of $765,000. Any insight into what that is?
Mike, I'll answer for Jill and I, so I'm not sure without looking at the details of that, but I will be happy to look at that and then send the board an email as a follow-up to answer your question.
Thank you.
Any other comments or observations from the board? Any other staff comments? All of those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. Moving on, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of the minutes of our last board meeting.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the minutes of the study session and board meeting of November 11th, 2025 as written.
Second.
What questions or comments does the board have about the board minutes? Anything you would like to add?
No.
Okay, all of those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. The next item is, we have a communication and correspondence to the board from Libby McKenna, and we just want to recognize the excellent work that Dominic and Gerard did at the Cottonwood Lodge and the wedding that they hosted, and just what a wonderful job that they did and the recognition that this person provided them. So thank you, Dominic and Gerard and all the staff at Highland Hills for the great work that you do. The next item is the Executive Director update. Yvonne?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming. As Margaret said, we don't often have guests at our meeting, and so this is quite a treat for all of us. We hope you enjoy the chairs because those replace some 1988 circuit chairs, so enjoy your seating experience this evening. The board did receive my monthly report, and so I'll just highlight a couple of items, starting with the first one, which is the board tasked the executive staff this year with creating a long-term capital plan as a follow-up to our strategic plan that was adopted a few years ago. So you all received a copy of that plan in your folder. I'd like you all to have some time to digest that and then either set aside a study session in the upcoming meeting or schedule a separate meeting to talk about it. But I think a key takeaway, and I think that's relevant for everybody here in the audience, is that we are investing about $25 million this year into water world infrastructure to replace old infrastructure. And after that, we still have another $30 million needed capital money over the next 10 years just to maintain the infrastructure that we have. So when we have difficult discussions and talk about price increases, it is all part of the big picture. So again, we don't want you to think that we are not being very responsible with fee increases. As you all know, inflation hits us just like it hits all of you. We pay a lot more for things. We pay higher wages. So I just want to make sure that you hear that from me, is that we do a lot of work and understanding of what fees are and what is going to make this district sustainable over the long term, which is important to all of our residents. So just my comment on that.
Well, and I'll add to that, the revenue bond that passed was $90 million, but that does not cover all of our capital expenses over the next 10 years. So while it is a substantial sum of money, it still is not everything that we need to keep, maintain, and or improve on all of our capital assets.
Yes, thank you for that. And I'll just maybe add one final note, is the $90 million, we didn't ask the taxpayers to pay for any of it. This is just for us to issue debt, so just to clarify that. So beyond that, speaking of capital projects, we are really at substantial completion for the Carroll Butts Improvement Project. So if you remember, that's additional parking and pickleball courts. We unfortunately got a delay on the beginning with the City of Westminster on permitting, some challenges along the way. So while the pickleball courts are done, they are not 100% complete because we need a final coating. We did do some temporary lines. However, as we've evaluated them as they sit right now, we are concerned that they do not have adequate texture to prevent slipping. So we are right now investigating, is there a temporary solution for that? So we're working with our contractor and our team to try to identify that. So just want to let you know, while they're done, they're locked now for safety purposes, and we will keep the board informed going forward on that.
And when you say lockdown, people aren't allowed to use them right now because of that safety concern, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So we're working on that actively right now, and we will let the board know how that shakes out. Other than that, this is our last meeting of the year. We will be adopting the budget tonight, but just a compliment to our entire team here. I think that I am very grateful to lead this team. We have a very hardworking, dedicated, skilled, experienced team that works every day for the benefit of the public here. So it's my thank you to our team for everything that they do. My thank you to this board for the great work that you do. Again, this is an obvious example of you guys are faced with difficult decisions. And I know that all of you are here to provide the very best for the entire district. So thank you for all of that. And at that point, I'm happy to answer questions.
What questions do you guys have for Yvonne? Any? I would like to know, and I think it's the next one here. Well, we have the Waterworld update. Should I wait for the Waterworld update for that? Okay. Well, hearing no more questions for Executive Director Fischbach, we are moving on to the KPI report. Skylar, would you like to give us an overview of the KPI report and anything that should be jumping out to us?
Sure. Good evening, Board. If I could highlight just a couple of things. We had a busy month in the media. You'll notice 24.5 million engagements for the month of November. That captures a lot of the outreach for Summit Canyon, promoting our new renovation at Waterworld. We also promoted Christmas in Color, Holiday Lights at Adventure Golf, as well as the Ice Center. So pretty significant number for us, probably one of the biggest for the year. So that's what that is. And then we also had great weather in the month of November. You'll notice Adventure Golf ticket admissions are up, as well as golf rounds played. Happy to take any additional questions if you have them.
Yeah, additional golf rounds plays is significant, and so it kind of goes to the outsized demand that we see at the golf course, and we're seeing that in our numbers.
And Mother Nature helping us.
Yes. No snow.
Yeah.
Is those additional media demands, has that translated into increased attendance at any of our attractions? Do you know?
Oops, sorry. Like I mentioned, we did promote Holiday Lights at Adventure Golf, so I think that tracks. Mother Nature, of course, helps with that as well, but marketing goes a long ways to getting the word out there, so there's a direct correlation there. With the Summit Canyon, we're also tracking fairly well with Waterworld passes. That's where you'll see that number. The way we do it, though, we carry that over into the next year, so it stays with the year of the operation, so you'll see that reflection in January.
Great, thank you. Any other questions for Skylar? Moving to the next item, the Waterworld project update.
Good evening. We're enjoying that same weather here at Waterworld and certainly hoping that that's going to continue for us. There's a couple things I'll point out on the tracker for this month and certainly happy to answer any questions as well. We did incur 2 additional weather days last week with the snow that we had. So we're up to a total of 5 of that allocation at the moment. We have received some of our first components from across the border, and that has happened successfully. So that is a good milestone given the kind of the state of bringing things into the United States sometimes right now. So that is underway. We are tracking, as noted on here, an impact to the schedule that we're monitoring. This is related to the pool drainage, the underlayment system. It is very, very early in this process. We've already seen that schedule correct and move around again. We anticipate we will continue to see that trend. Certainly, that's our hope. We'll come back to you with additional updates. Want to make you aware that right now there is an impact, and we will keep tracking that and what that truly translates into as we move further down the schedule.
Is it too early to provide an assessment of how bad it could impact the timeline?
You know, it moves around a lot. We hear a lot of numbers, a lot of, you know, it goes from here, it kind of swings over to the other side. Right now, without any weather days, we're just seeing a handful of days impact onto the schedule. Again, it's complex tracking on all of this, so we would hope maybe we would make some of that back up. We don't have that definitive date or number of days at this point. It moves around. At some points, it has been further than that. It's kind of, the needle has swung back over and has tightened up a bit. But I would guess in another month or so, we will have a better understanding of any potential impact that's had.
And then we're now starting to get our deliveries of steel from China, and we had the contingency budget in there for the tariffs. How much have we eaten into our contingency for these tariffs that we're going to be experiencing?
We've taken a very small delivery of some steel components, and these are coming from Canada, from the manufacturer in Canada. On this particular shipment that came across, I'm not aware of any tariffs that were impacted.
From the Canadian part, not the China part.
Correct. We have not received the tower steel, which is coming on that China pathway. This is smaller steel components. So some of that is unknown. We have been made aware there could be some tariffing in electric components and some other things. We have not seen those yet, and so far that tariff number is holding very, very light. But we're very early in the process.
Very early. We don't have all of the equipment. Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
Again, we can follow Costco's lead when it comes to tariffs right now.
Yes, there you go.
And your reference to that is, because I don't remember, I remember the news story, I don't remember the outcome.
Costco is suing the federal government to get
Oh.
a refund on the tariffs.
Yeah, okay.
We're just going to hope for no tariffs.
Costco has more money than us, just saying. Any other questions for Bob about the Water World project? Thank you, Bob. With that, Allison, would you like to give us an update on the legal report?
Sure thing. So there is a legal report in your board packet. I'm happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
Thank you for this packet. Any questions from the board for Allison? Okay. The next item on our agenda is old business, and we have no old business. So now we're moving to new business. I am looking for a resolution to adopt the 2026 budget.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to adopt the 2026 budget as written.
Second.
Now, as the treasurer, I'd like to make a few statements here regarding the budget and the responsibilities of the board. Again, the entire board spent almost a full day with Yvonne and her team understanding the assumptions going into the 2020 budget. And my viewpoint is, and I think hopefully be agreed by the rest of the board members, is it's a very thoughtful and thorough process to understand the expenses the district's going to incur during the year and its revenue sources, whether it's through fees or it's through taxes or lottery funds. You know, there's a number of sources of revenue for the district. So as we prepare the upcoming budget, it is essential that we continue to strengthen our long-term financial sustainability. To do so, we must take a disciplined approach to planning both our revenues and expenditures. Rising operating costs, ongoing inflationary pressures, and the need to invest in future capital improvements requires to ensure that our revenue structure keeps pace with our true cost of doing business. To maintain financial health and support the strategic priorities of the district, we will need to evaluate and adjust our fee structure. Incremental fee increases will help generate the revenue necessary to cover higher expenses, preserve service quality, and build reserves. Again, build reserves for future capital investments. By aligning our fees with actual costs, we can protect our current operations while responsibly planning for the infrastructure and resources required in the years ahead. And as the rest of the board members know, I'm rather adverse to taking on debt because the interest costs with debt means we can't spend that money on making better parks and better facilities and so on. So it's important that we generate cash and basically pay for things as we need them, kind of like your household. You know, you try to avoid debt because it's expensive. Well, that's the same approach that the rest of the board members have heard from me in the past here is spend money wisely and build up cash reserves to invest in the district in the future. So just wanted to make those opening comments.
Thank you for those, Mike. I also want to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude for Yvonne and the team for all the work that you do to make sure that we spend the money wisely, we plan accordingly, and we meet all the needs for all of our residents, and we service all of our assets. We are all fortunate to live in Highland Hills and benefit from the parks, the open space, the golf, the adventure golf, the ball fields, everything, all the recreational activities that Highland Hills offers us. And we would not be able to do that without the hard work and dedication of the team and staff at Highland Hills. So thank you for all the time and effort that you put into this. Any other comments from the board? All those in favor of approving the resolution to adopt the budget, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Okay.
I am now looking for a resolution to appropriate sums of money.
Oh, okay. I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to appropriate sums of money as written.
Second.
I'd like to take this opportunity to let you guys know what is in this resolution. So right now, our current operating expenses in this resolution are proposed to be $36,265,853. Our capital outlay, how much we'll be investing in maintaining our assets, is $11,011,900. And our debt service is $184,075. And that debt service goes to Sports Center. And so Sports Center, we did a renovation on that a couple of years ago, and we opened it, and we have the debt service on that facility. And then we have some debt service on our golf carts or the GPS systems that we have in there. And so that totals $51,461,828, and that's what we're voting on right now. So any other comments from the board? Hearing no comments, everyone in favor?
Margaret?
Yes?
Sorry, I'm a little bit late with this arm. We're also looking at the Ice Center Fund and the Conservation Trust Fund as well. So just to be super clear on that, to appropriate the sums of money for those pieces as well.
Absolutely, yes. So the Ice Center Fund, the current operating expenses, which is a joint venture with Westminster, is $3,347,262, and the capital outlay is $888,238. And then the Conservation Trust Fund is $100,000, and capital outlay is $650,000 for a total of $750,000. So that's what our budget is for 2026. Everyone in favor of approving the resolution to appropriate sums of money, say aye.
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 Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. I am looking for the approval of a resolution to set mill levies.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to set mill levies as written.
Second. What discussion do we have about that?
Margaret, the mill levy is to be set at 5.092. Is that the same as it's been in the past?
Yes, it is. It's the same as it has been for, I think, the last 4 years. And so.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. So the mill levies, and that's a great question, is set at the same rate that it has been. So as a board, we have not raised any mill levies, which is a good thing for if you're a taxpayer in the Highland Hills District.
So this is a legal requirement that we need to do every year to set that mill levy?
Correct. Are you asking?
No, I'm commenting.
Okay. What other comments or concerns from the board do we have? None? Hearing none? Everyone in favor of the resolution, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. I am looking for a motion for the reimbursement resolution for the Waterworld project and the 2026 bond financing.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve as written the resolution of the Board of Directors expressing the intent of the district to be reimbursed for certain expenses relating to the acquisition and/or construction of certain park and recreation improvements.
Second? What discussion do we have about this resolution?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So this actually is a duplicate of the resolution that the board passed when we went to the voters to authorize the $90 million of debt. Since we are actually actively spending money on the Waterworld project now, we went ahead and did this as a proactive measure, anticipating that we haven't received the financing for the project yet, that will happen next year. So basically, this resolution provides that when we get the bond financing and the project fund established, we can take some of the money that we in the fund and reimburse ourselves for what we have spent out of our own reserves this year. So this was drafted by Kim Crawford, who will be our bond counsel as we go through the financing. Happy to answer any other questions.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for giving the district the latitude to have a large savings account that we can draw upon and not pay interest on. Well, we are very mindful and careful about seeking bond financing that's very economical. What other comments or questions does the board have? Hearing none. Everyone in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Now I'm looking for a motion for the January 2026 Board of Directors meeting. So everybody, when you want to come in January, this is the one you pay attention to.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District move the location of the January 13th, 2026 study session and board meeting to the Highland Hills Sports Center located at 4201 West 94th Avenue, Westminster, 80031 at 5:15 p.m.
Second?
Any discussion? Why are we moving it?
So as you all know, we have some renovations that are going to take place in this building, which we were hoping to already be underway with, but we're caught up in permitting with the city of Federal Heights right now. So there will be construction happening in the upper lobby and most particularly in the restrooms. So we don't want to be having the meeting in a construction zone. So that's why we're going to move it for January. We may be adding an item in January to move it in February if we need it. So we'll let you know at that time.
Thank you. Everyone in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so that takes care of all of our new business. Now we're moving on to our Board of Directors committees. I am looking for an update from the Bylaws and Policy Committee update. Ms. Morales or Ms. Grosh, is there an update available? I don't think we've met, right?
No, we have not.
Okay, so there's nothing to update because we haven't met since the last time we met. Okay. I'm looking for a Capital Projects Committee update.
Yes, please.
All right. Nicole, I apologize for how quick this goes, but you have it recorded so you can take a look at it. The disc golf pedestrian bridge is set. It allows connectivity of the South and North Park, looks great. Clear Creek Valley Bike Park is still in the planning phase. Sports Complex Phase 2 is lighting coming in January. Frozen ground is actually better for the turf to set it. Carol Betts 1, concrete is poured, sound barriers up. You heard about that from the Executive Director's report. Cammonish Park, Uplands Development, the path is complete. We're adding benches. We'll get some trees once irrigation is set. Golf driving range project is still in the planning phase. Waterworld Calypso project, we heard about that earlier. Commissioners Park is a few weeks behind Rotary Park. We're looking at fall of 2026. Rotary Park, the drawings are done and bids to be in by December 31st. We hope to complete that by July 26. Fitness Center Sports Court design and initial meeting. Fall grant cycle.
Hey, can I stop you there? The fitness center, what?
Sports Center Court design.
So as a reminder, we got a mini grant from Adams County Open Space to do a concept plan for that separate parcel that we own up there next to the fitness center to explore the addition of perhaps pickleball courts as well as sand volleyball courts.
Okay, and we're talking about the fitness center at 120th and Federal.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct, and it's just an initial meeting. And then for the fall grant cycle, the mini grant for the GOAT crew, we're looking at the fall of winter of 25-26. Most likely now in winter of 20, or spring and summer of 26. Sherwood Park Sports Field is a construction meeting, design phase. Q1, we will get the bid. And in Clear Lake Playground, we're getting community survey and input on the playground.
Great, thank you. Those are a lot of projects.
And they're all on track and doing very well.
Mike, would you like to give us a Finance Committee update?
Sure. Staff continues to interview Staff continues to interview bond underwriters, and so the process continues for the issuance of debt to finance a portion of the Water World improvements.
Thank you. Danny, would you like to provide us a Lease Committee update?
We have not met since the last meeting, and we have no updates at this time.
Thank you.
Danny, it's also listed in the attorney's report, so I would advise the board to look at the attorney's report, and that would give you a lease update.
Isn't it confidential?
About it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just asking the board to take a look at it.
Okay, so moving on, Lori, can you provide us a management succession committee update?
Yes, we met for the first time this morning, and we talked about our strategy, what our key points will be moving forward in this committee. I think our first process is going to be to set up an evaluation, and that's going to be what we're going to start with first, and this will be happening in January, and then we'll move forward.
And again, in January, we may need to have a second board meeting.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. So January, pencil in a second board meeting. Got it?
Just to be clear and transparent, the board has one employee, and that's the executive director, and that's the evaluation we're talking about.
Any other comments or from board members on Board of Directors committee meetings? Moving to the next item is the Board of Directors open discussion. The first item that we have is the Hyland Hills Foundation update. And I would like to know what was the outcome of the Winterfest fundraiser?
Well, we haven't had a chance to get together. We've been in the middle of entire staff evaluations at this point, so we will have an update for you at the next meeting. Or tomorrow? We'll work on it. She's saying tomorrow. I don't have time on my calendar tomorrow or Friday. So we will get back to you with an update on that. What I would say is that overall the event itself was very successful. I think we had 100 people attend the event. Is that correct, Nicole?
I think we had like 120, I thought. Maybe.
Oh, okay, so maybe 120. So somewhere between 100 and 120 attended the event. I thought as you've heard many times here tonight, Dominic and Gerard and the Cottonwood team did a fabulous job on the dinner. The committee, including Margaret, put together a special event. So we'll have the fees from the tickets, we'll have fees from the silent auction. We did a paddle race, which I thought was much more successful there than it was at the golf tournament over the summer. So lesson learned on that one. And we will come back to you with what those final numbers are. But for the audience, this is an event that our nonprofit arm, the Hyland Hills Foundation, does for fundraising. And the purpose of the Hyland Hills Foundation is to provide recreational scholarships to kids in need in our district. So we fund baseball programs, gymnastics sessions, basketball programs, et cetera. So it's a really important component. So we invite people within the district and outside of the district to come help us support that cause. And we are very, very pleased with the amount of support we get from the community, as well as the golfing clubs. I know you guys I think all of the golfing clubs have donated to that cause of the Hyland Hills Foundation. So we appreciate that support.
Yeah, and it's really appreciated because we want every child in our community to be able to participate in the activities that we offer regardless of income. And there is a section of our district that is not nearly as affluent as the other section of our district. So we're very mindful of those residents.
And a segue into that is today is Colorado Gives Day for all the nonprofits, and so you can still go on till midnight, I'm sure. But Nicole and I had met for the cornhole tournament because we're gonna be kicking off the spring fundraiser in February. So look for that. Cornhole's fun. It'll be at the Sports Center. But we got everything going, and hopefully it's going to be better this year.
And if you have a team, now's the time to sign up. So,
right.
And it is fun. So, and we get to serve alcohol there now. So,
right.
All bonuses.
I was also just going to mention the Colorado Gives Day. Those are emails have gone out, and also a lot of non-residents support the foundation in a variety of things that we do. So I want to also put that out there for the board to know that non-residents support all of our events, whether they're the foundation dinners or the golf tournament or whatever it might be. We get a lot of support from that.
And then we have the open discussion with the Westminster Rotary Club, and so I'm sad that Lori left because she's in that, but we partner with the Westminster Rotary Club and update. We don't have any updates for them. I don't have any updates from them. We're kind of in a quiet period, but we like to work in tandem with them. Warren, do you have any updates? Okay, I think we're reaching the end of our meeting. There is a board meeting action recap. I have not been keeping track if there are any action items, so anybody who wants to contribute to that, let me know.
Again, staff's going to get back to us on the one budget variance.
Budget variance, okay.
And the Winterfest?
Winterfest. What other items do we have? Not hearing anything else. I would like to say that the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here.
You got a lot of signing to do tonight.
I do.